I'm Jeff Clark. You might not be able to tell this just by looking at me, but earlier today I had somewhat of a healthy lunch. It's true. Had a Granny Smith apple in it. What? I need more of them, but just if the farmers who grew them would come up with better slogans to remind me and people like me how much I love them. Something like, Granny Smith apples. They're always fresh and juicy. And you can heat them up in the microwave and fuck them. Remember how much I love those goddamn apples. What? You're the type of people that don't make love to fruit? What do you weirdos do? You go home, you heat up liver, and you put it in a jar, and then you have sex with it that way? Sick! You're all sick! Shouldn't judge. I had a really boring summer job last year. I stood at the bottom of the CN Tower, and I handed out maps of the city to tourists all day long. Free map of the city? Free map of the city? Yes, it is very tall. I essentially did the job of a shelf. But I think a shelf would have done a better job. As far as I know, a shelf wouldn't smoke weed all day and sexually harass tourists. It's really boring, though, so I had to make it fun for me to do. So I would go up to tourists and say things like, "Hey, sir, you know, nobody's ever successfully jumped off of this thing and killed themselves. But the day is young. Free map of the city?" Made it fun for me to do. I've noticed that guys who get laid way too much, that they end up developing this thing in their brain where they believe that when they have sex with a lady, that they're doing her some kind of huge favor. I've never felt this way. When it comes to... It's funnier than I wanted it to be. I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes to sex, I'm less like a giving philanthropist and more like a blind guy singing for change. I do like running into these guys at parties, though. They say interesting things. I'll usually try to get them started by saying something like, "Hey, what do you think of Delilah over there? Isn't she attractive?" And one of these meatheads will respond with, "I don't know, maybe. Maybe if I was drunk. I'd let her blow me." Let her is a weird way to put it, sir. It's not like she's running over here and clawing at your denim. She's way over there enjoying her drink. I'd like to hear these guys take it one step further. I'd like to say to them, "Hey, what do you think of Beatrice over here? Isn't she attractive? I don't know, maybe. Maybe if she was hooked on crystal meth. She just sold her baby and all her possessions, and she can't stop crying because her mom died in a meth-based explosion. I don't know. Maybe I'd let her touch it. And what do you think about Margarine over here? Isn't she attractive? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it was like 5 days after Hurricane Katrina. I found her in a backwoods swamp in a canoe that she tried to make a fire in to cook the dead thing that she found floating in the water. And she's already drank all her urine. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'd let her suck my nipples a bit. This, rainbows or no rainbows, my uncle still calls it the AIDS district.